Welcome to the fish tank.
Hey everybody, Fishman here, and welcome to another video. This end tank, I've been meaning to set it up for quite some time now. I've mentioned it, I think, 2 or 3 times in various videos. I need to extend that pipe from the drainage system over to it. I need to put an overflow on it. But most importantly, I need to put a lid on this aquarium. This aquarium is a special project, and the lid has to be different than all the ones I've built so far. The most important factor is it can't go above the rim of the tank. It has to be below that. The reasoning for that will become apparent once you see what it's going to be, but that's going to be in a later video, so I won't spoil that right now. Now, the lids I've built so far, the one I like the most is the high humidity one, and that is out of 1/8 inch acrylic. Now, the problem with acrylic is it will curl in time. That one seems to be holding up quite well. I do notice a couple of spots where it is tending to bend a little bit, but because of the way it's put together, it's actually not that bad. So I thought I would do a similar kind of thing here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a frame. It's all going to be out of 1/8. These brackets are going to be 1/4 inch. They're going to give a little extra rigidity to the lid, and the way I'm going to build it, it is going to be not really reversible all the way, but certain parts of it are going to be reversible. So just in case it does tend to curl too much, I can just flip it over and that will start curling the other direction and it'll be fine. Now, one person mentioned in a couple of videos ago that they heard that acrylic bends when it's exposed to moisture. It actually just bends. I mean, you could just leave it on a shelf and it could have quite a bend to it. And actually, when I do a lot of these builds here, I have to be very careful when I'm gluing things together because it could have a curve or a shape or almost anything. So you have to be cautious when you do that sort of stuff. It doesn't require moisture. It just bends. Now, I could have made this out of Lexan, and Lexan won't do that. But it's a lot more expensive, and I didn't really want to go to any great expense, even as is. This is 1/8 inch. A full sheet of that costs me $120, and I think for these 2 lids I'm doing here, when I buy the sheet, I get it stripped, and then I'm going to use, so I get 8 strips out of it, and I'm going to probably use almost a full one here. So these 2 lids are going to be 1/8 of $120, so somewhere around about $17, $18, which is not horrible, I suppose. But compared to the ones I built before out of the polycarbonate sheets, it is a fair amount more. Now, whether or not that extra expense is going to be worth it or not will depend on how these weather, how they perform over time, all those important things. So I'm going to just do 2 tanks for the moment, the 2 end ones, and I'm going to see how they work out. I mean, I like the look of it. It's nice and clean. It does look a lot better than the polycarbonate ones. And I suspect because it's being acrylic, it will clean a lot easier and hold up. And of course, if I really want to be OCD about it, which I probably won't, it can be repolished and cleaned up almost like to brand new. So I mean, we'll see how all that goes. I prefer just to be able to wipe them down and make sure most of the light gets through, and beyond that, I don't really worry about it. So this is a very simple and easy build, and it's actually one I would recommend if you want to try something out. Again, it goes along the same lines as box filters. There's no real need for worrying about a clean joint because it just has to hold it together, and these little 1x1 areas that are glued together are more than strong enough to hold this frame up. And it's also very light, which is kind of cool too, because that's another thing I like about the polycarbonate ones. And it's not hard to move around. The glass ones that I've made many years ago have durability beyond anything else, and they're still going strong. I mean, I've chipped a few of them, but they're a lot heavier, and I have to be careful when I'm moving around the tanks with them because glass to glass collision is not a good thing. I've not really had any major issues with it, but these light lids are really kind of nice to work with, and well, I'm going to see how they work out. So this is the center frame. This is the one that's going to... I originally intended on doing this with a hinge, and it's going to hinge at this middle part. But because I'm kind of concerned that it may need to be reversed, I'm going to forego the hinge. So when I lift up the lid, this bracket here is what it's going to abut against, so it will provide the hinge. It won't actually be a hinge, but it'll allow me some fulcrum to lift it up with, and it should be more than enough for what I needed it for. And then there's going to be two tops, one in the back, one in the front, and obviously I can easily reverse both of them, and then it's just going to be much simpler, I hope. That's the plan anyway. So this is pretty much finished here at this point. The only thing I need to do now for it is, once I glue on this last joint here, is put on the brackets. Now the brackets are going to sit up on top, as you'll see shortly, and they're going to give it a little more rigidity, which it needs, and then also they will partially cover the top frame of the tank, and that will be where it sits down. So this will all sit down inside the aquarium, I think a total of 3/8 of an inch, which is kind of neat. It fulfills all the requirements that I need for this, and like I said, it's very straightforward for it to be built. It didn't take long. I think total time build, including all of the filming for both lids, was not even an hour. I mean, it took me maybe like 45 minutes to do this. It's a very short build. The total time footage requirement, like the recording time, was 12 minutes. So I mean, I had to cut that back. But you know, it's an easy build. There's no tricks to it. You don't need any special equipment, which is kind of nice. A table saw is obviously something that's really nice to have, but if you can cut the acrylic in any way, this is actually an easy one to do. So as we finish putting this together here, I want to tell you about what's going to happen coming up shortly. I've been doing an awful lot of work on the airlift desktop tank. I've made a few changes. I've been doing some recording for that, and I'm going to be setting all that up. And hopefully on Friday, that's the next video you're going to get. That's going to be up and running with I think about 3 modifications. I've been listening to the comments. I've taken some of them to, I decided that they're actually better than what my original ideas were, and I want to get those running. And when I get to the draw, I originally intended on waiting until I crossed the 10K mark for that, but I think you guys waited long enough. It looks like it's going to take a little while longer. You never know with YouTube. Things go fast, they go slow, it changes. I'm not going to worry about that anymore. I'm just going to go ahead, do the draw, hopefully Friday. I'm not sure yet because, like I said, I have to make sure I can get it done. I do have a lot of work to do this week as well, so it might be postponed till next week. And then I'm going to do the draw the exact same way as before. I'm going to pick a random number and then scan down. I probably won't go through all the videos to do it because I'm going to include, I think, the comments from 2 or 3 videos for this, so I'll probably just announce the winner. Hopefully that's okay with everybody. So here you go. This is the end product. I did some drilling off camera because it's repetitive and there's no need to really do that. I did drill 2 holes in this particular one, and I put these little knobs on. So the whole thing is, if this needs to be reversed, I can flip it over, stick another knob on the other side, identical to this one, and I have a reversible lid, which is kind of cool. And it just tilts up. It's not hard. It's nice and clean. It's an easy build, like I said so many times already, and you can just slide the lid back out of the way, and it's, you know, easy to work with. So hopefully you like this. If you do, please like and or subscribe. I will see you guys on Friday. Will hopefully be that up and running video for the lift tank for the desktop, and then we'll do the draw for that. And best of luck to everybody. I mean, thank you very much for all the support you guys have given me. It's means an awful lot. I mean, it surprises me to no end. I tell you, every time I log on and I see that people watch my stuff, it's actually amazing. I mean, I really do appreciate that. So thanks again for watching. I will see you in the next video, and bye for now.